Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. We appreciate all of you out there being with us today. We'd love to hear from you and love to interact with you in some way. You can always give us a call, 256-234-6221, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show today. A lot going on, as we were talking about yesterday. We're kind of reacting to the end of the baseball season. Auburn loses 2-3 to Kentucky. Kind of a disappointing note to end the regular season to an overall very positive season, as Auburn was ranked in the top 25 for most of the year. We had talked about it quite a bit. Randy, I don't think I talked to you about it, as we were kind of finishing up. But even with Auburn losing those 2-3 to Kentucky, a winning season in the SEC, that is nothing to sneeze at. Okay, only the third time I think we were talking about in the last 20 years. Something like that's happened.
We've gone through this one a number of times, and I think it may be the fifth time since Hal Baird left as the head coach of Auburn.
Three of them have been Butch Thompson.
They have.
No, one of them was 2010. That was the year Auburn won the SEC.
And then there was another 16 and 14 mixed in there somewhere early on in the Slater days, or
it was not.
It wasn't in the Slater days. It was before him.
Dirty Dick Slater did not even sniff 500.
He didn't come close to 500. I think that's only 5 winning seasons in SEC play since '99.
Sounds right.
So that'd be 23 years. So we've had 18 losing records in SEC play and 5 winning records since.
There may be a 500 in there.
There could be. There's not many of those, though, because I remember trying to give us the benefit of the doubt if there were a few of those. So, congratulations. It is something to see as a feat at this point in time. Alabama's not getting there. And we're fighting the same uphill battle that they are when it comes to, well, we hope the NIL is going to close the gap there. But the overall scholarship limitations to go along with the lottery and the money that's thrown towards kids to be able to play and not have to count against that, scholarship limitation number has always been a battle here in this state. There's no rhyme or reason why you go from Jim Wells and Hal Baird and all the winning that Auburn and Alabama did in the 80s and 90s to what we get now. So I think Butch Thompson's doing a masterful job, really.
So Auburn gets Kentucky tonight. They turn around, had to play them again 4 straight games in a row now, but it is what it is. Auburn going to throw Carson Skipper out there tonight. He was announced as the starter, not normally a starter. He's your long relief bullpen guy, but he is a senior. He's kind of one of your team leaders. So Butch Thompson feels real comfortable with him. He pitched well in the SEC tournament last year, so he'll get the opportunity tonight to go against Kentucky. As last I saw, Alabama and Georgia were in rain delay in Hoover. Such a shocker there. It seems like we might end up playing at midnight tonight. That's just kind of the way the SEC tournament is, but nonetheless, that first game hasn't even gotten complete yet. So who knows what time Auburn will play tonight, if they get to play tonight. It may be in the morning. We'll see. But Auburn, Kentucky at least scheduled as we move forward. The softball season over for Auburn as they go out to Clemson, unable to get it done. 2 one-run losses. I mean, they were close, but I think 11 maybe of the 12 possible, or no, there's 13. Maybe 11 of the 13 SEC teams made the field. 11 or 12, something like that. But only 3 of them now moving on to Super Regionals, so not exactly a great banner year. I don't know if maybe the league was a little overestimated. Maybe they beat each other up, whatever it might be. But maybe other teams are getting better. But for whatever reason, you're not going to have Alabama. Usually the one, I mean, I don't think they've ever not made a super regional when they were hosting a regional, and they get put out by Stanford. So kind of a crazy year in softball, but nonetheless, that one is put to bed for another year. We can talk about these things. We'll look at some of the survey. David and I talked a little bit about that yesterday. I'll bounce some of these off Rain to get his thoughts. We were just doing a little prep work for the show, and there is some difference of opinion here as far as these answers are concerned. So, but I kind of want to start with this. This was an interesting topic of conversation. The spring meetings are coming up for the SEC. There's talk out there, and this is being reported by ESPN. The SEC it's on the table. This is a legitimate topic of conversation for the SEC powers that be, talking about creating their own playoff just for the SEC. As many as, say, 8 teams. And basically, I guess, breaking away from everybody else, giving the finger to every other conference when the SEC has been coming to the table in good faith, saying, we would like to be part of an expanded playoff, and then all these other teams or all these other conferences kind of pulling out and kind of leaving the negotiating table or whatever, however you want to look at it. And the SEC and Greg Sankey being going, kind of being miffed about that and saying, okay, well, we may just go do our own thing. What do you think the actual legitimacy of that idea is?
Personally, I'm going to sound like Luke Robinson up here talking, but why? Outside of money, what would be the benefit to the SEC to do this? Because we've got a regular season. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to determine a champion based off of a regular season that I would not like to see minimized. Like, I want to see the Iron Bowl mean something if we're good enough to make it mean something again. But if we're good enough to make it mean something again and we win that game and then we have to play some type of playoff setup after we got through an Iron Bowl and won it and had a chance to go and play for a national championship, then you play this playoff system within the SEC and we happen to lose that. I mean, why would the SEC want to continue to beat each other up and then the national championship be all of our aspirations at some point and you're just making it tougher on yourself? Where am I missing?
It's a good question.
It was the same argument when we went to SEC championship play when Florida and Alabama met. And Florida had 3 losses at the time, and Alabama was looking to move on to play for a national championship. And Florida, had them against the ropes, and Antonio Langham picks that pass off over in Birmingham and takes it into the end zone to win it, and Alabama moves on and wins a national championship. I understood why that was an issue, but then all the other conferences went to the championship setup as well. So then it kind of closed it. And I hear you saying that, but why in the world would you want to give another 4 to 6 teams an opportunity to knock your top 2 teams off? Because it can happen. If anything proves it can happen, look what happened last year in Auburn.
Yeah.
That was a very subpar Auburn team at the end of the season that should have won that game. Outside of a couple of key plays that Alabama made. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but one play here or there on that final drive, and Auburn is able to finish that thing off. Why would – and us more than anyone, I want to see us get there. I don't want to make it harder on us. It's already hard. We've got to play Georgia and Alabama every year, right. And LSU and Texas A&M now who's finishing in the top 3. Let's say we get through all of those one year, and then we got an 8-team SEC playoff to get a chance to then go to the national championship playoff.
I think that SEC playoff would be the national championship for the SEC.
Would it mean as much at that point, though?
No, that's a good question.
Wouldn't to me.
Yeah.
I think you minimize the national championship when you only make it an SEC championship. You've already got that. You got a chance for the East and the West to play. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the phone call. But you got a chance for the East and West to play already.
Yeah.
You're already playing everyone within your division. It's tough enough. I just don't want to see it any tougher. Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Yes, my name's Mark.
Hey, Mark, glad to have you.
Phoenix City. I had a question about the softball situation at Auburn, and I was wondering, how in the world do you give a coach a 4-year extension who has a 4-8 regional record, and he's 20 games under 500 in the league, and he took over one of the top 5 programs in the nation, and it's just ran it in the dirt?
Well, all right. So I'll give, I guess, Mickey Dean some credit here and say that I would say, yeah, okay, he took over in theory a program that was a top program in the country. However, there were some extenuating circumstances, i.e.,
Yes, no doubt.
an investigation, and the recruiting was not near to the level that it should have been. So, a lot of that talent that Clint Myers, who was a phenomenal coach, I'm not taking anything away from him for sure, but I don't think Mickey Dean was that. So let's just say, and for all the investigation in that ugly scenario that happened, let's say he had to start over. Okay.
Okay.
So I think to give him the benefit of the doubt, I'd say he had to start over from scratch. And I hear you. We have not made it past out of the first round. That is absolutely the truth. There's no getting around that. You can't talk your way out of that. However, I will say that most of the talent on this year's team is freshmen and sophomores. They were a very young team, and so I think if you're looking at it as far as future prospects, I think he continues to bring in excellent recruiting classes. Now, in the next 2 years, if Auburn doesn't start getting it done, there's probably legitimate reason to be
looking
upset.
elsewhere. Yes.
But right now,
I would think with this, he needs to at least host a regional or win a regional next year, because these freshmen are going to be sophomores next year. I mean, with any player development, we should be one of the top teams in the league, I think, next year.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't at all.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Are y'all the guys that used to be on Sports Call?
Yes, we are, yes.
I used to call y'all about baseball all the time. I don't remember me, and I told you we needed to hire Butch Thompson as baseball coach.
Well, it was a good call, and it still is, and I'm glad we have him.
I'm glad we have him, too. They're doing great. Thank you for taking my call, guys.
Thank you. And real
Appreciate
quick, as we go to break, congratulations. Phoenix City wins their first state championship in high school baseball. That's how hard it is to win.
Absolutely.
My entire life, Phoenix City's always been very good in that sport, and they finally get over the hump. So that's a great news for that community.
Got to take our first break here. Thank you so much. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hilleby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hilleby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
GMC Sierra 1500 AT4s, all-terrain four-wheel drives, are ready to roll now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika and discounted up to $3,800 off. And check out the GMC heavy-duty 2500s and 3500s. GMC Acadia, save up to $4,500 now with 0% financing on most new GMC models.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We're brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. They're doing great business here in the Lake Martin area for all your real estate needs, whether you're looking for maybe an existing home or maybe looking for a lot to build your dream home. Maybe it's just a getaway cabin, whatever it is. Lake Martin might be the place for you. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up at bigfishlakemartin.com.
Hey, we got a phone call, Andy.
Let's go to it.
Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, Andy. Hey, Randy. How y'all doing today?
We're good, Terry. Glad to have you.
Good to be with y'all. Hey, Andy.
Uh-oh.
Your last name is Graham, right?
Maybe.
I could almost swear you were kin to Brian Harsin the way you were making excuses for the softball program.
Hey, look now, some of us have to be we have to see the silver lining occasionally.
Well, okay, whatever. But there's a silver lining there, okay. I agree with you. But Randy, I know you're not kin because you're just too darn nice a guy.
Okay.
I want to ask Randy there a question. In the portal, we got a couple of defensive players. And I've maintained the issue that the defense has not been our problem. You just comment on the Alabama game. The defense is what should have won that game for us. The problem has been offense. And I continue to emphasize that the game of football, college football in this time and age, is offense. And Auburn sucks on offense. And Andy, y'all were going over, you and David are going over yesterday about the likelihood of TJ Finley being the quarterback. What was it, like 7% or something?
Yeah, it was 8.9% of Auburn fans.
So he's impressive looking.
Let him go get a bodybuilding title or something. He's 6'7", 250. He's a monster. But he's not a quarterback in the SEC. Sometimes you just got to face reality. And personally, I believe if Zach Calzada's a quarterback, we might be facing the same thing. He might be do a little better. But I believe the future is Robbie Ashford. You got to have a playmaker at the quarterback position, and Robbie Ashford's a playmaker. And I can't emphasize enough how we got to get better on offense. That has been the problem, guys. It don't seem to be getting enough attention. Everybody's all excited about a couple of defensive players, and while I'm glad to have them, and I'm certain they're great players and great individuals and will make a great contribution, I don't think anybody denies that. But that's not where our problems are. Our problems are in the head coach and the offense.
And it's wild that we sit here in 2022 after probably the conversation we all had as Auburn fans after the 2014 season. Whereas if we could just stop somebody a little bit, we're going to be in championship form. And then, 8 short years later, after one head coach leaving because of not the defense but the offensive inequities, and then you end up seeing what's going on right now, and I think that you're getting much the same, Terry. So I agree with you, but it's a hard sell, Terry.
Because a wide receiver is going to want to know who's throwing him the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
wide receivers are going other places because they're proven at quarterback. I mean, Bryce Young's proven. USC's got a strong history of producing wide receivers, and they got the quarterback from Oklahoma, correct? So, I mean, there's proven entities there. So I'm not saying you compete on that level. But see, Andy, you guys were going over the schedule yesterday, and I'll tell you what I think. I think they're going to lose to Missouri at home and beat Georgia on the road. Because I think Georgia's, A, going to have national championship hangover. B, I think they lost a ton. And C, I don't think Stetson Bennett could beat my grandparents, and they're deceased.
Yeah, I've been saying that for 2 years, Terry, and he's beat us twice.
Well, I mean, he's doing those guys. They don't win because of him. They win in spite of him. But those guys that helped him win are gone. Now it's on his shoulders, and they have tremendous talent because Kirby's done a great job recruiting. So no, but I'm just not a Stetson Bennett guy, and I believe he's very beatable. And I believe if you put enough pressure on him, he'll let you beat him. I don't have any faith in him whatsoever.
Hey, now, Terry, you said some crazy things that I might not have agreed with, and that may be the biggest one. Not that we'd lose to Missouri, but that if we beat Georgia on the road, hey, that'd be like.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that'd be shocking.
Well, Randy, would you be surprised? But either one of you be surprised if Auburn lost to Missouri at home? Because I wouldn't be. I really wouldn't be. I think Missouri's on the way up a little bit. I think they're better than people think. And I think Harson's, he'll blow a game no matter what, Mr. Potato Head.
Well, I said this to Andy in between segments here because we're starting to talk about going down this list that we're going to talk about today. And part of it's, how many wins do you think Auburn ends up with? And my issue with Auburn is when I look at the SEC, I don't know who we're a lot better than. Most of the time I can say, well, we're going to beat Ole Miss. We're going to beat Mississippi State. We're going to beat South Carolina and Arkansas. We kind of can count on those. And if we can win half of the big games, then we'll have a pretty decent season. And right now this year, and I'm hoping things change, and I hope our recruiting gets some momentum and we change things around quickly there. And there is some decent momentum. If you look in the background, you see some of the communication going on. But, Terry, I don't know who we're a lot better than. So my answer may be on the Missouri that, sure, could I see us losing to Missouri? Absolutely. I could see us losing just about anybody in the SEC outside of Andy.
We were behind Georgia State in the fourth quarter last year. We could lose to anybody.
Yes.
Well, when you blow a 28-point lead at home to a team that you're better than, you're right. You're both right. You can lose to anybody. And I just look. I mean, unless you predict, say Andy, I don't remember. I'm thinking 7 personally.
I said 8-4 was definitely, about where I thought we'd end up. And that's about where everybody else does too, I think.
And I'm telling you, if they win 6, it's going to get rough down there. And I say, bye-bye, Brian. Take care, guys.
Appreciate it, Terry. Got to go to break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you again for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You will be glad that you did. All right. I mentioned these survey. This is from Auburn Undercover. They did this survey, posed it to Auburn fans out there. So this is, the people. These are the Auburn people. What their thoughts on this? How many games will Auburn win in this upcoming season?
Regular season now.
Regular season. Regular season.
Not the bowl game, not anything
bowl
after.
Completed.
Okay.
Just regular season. We're talking 12 games.
Yes.
8 to 9 wins. 47% of Auburn fans, 6 to 7 wins, 39% of Auburn fans, 4 to 5 only got 9.6, and 10 plus got 4.2. So the vast majority thinks 6 to 9 wins for this Auburn football team. And the majority, almost 50%, almost half the fan base, at least the participating fan base in this little survey, thinks 8 to 9 wins, 8 or 9 wins. You say that may be optimistic.
Well, I think 8 to 9 wins would be a coup for Brian Harsin. I mean, I think if he pulls that off this year with a new quarterback, unless we keep T.J. Finley at quarterback and you don't want to consider him a new quarterback, I mean, I don't know anybody. I know no friends of mine that hopes that happens. Do you know any? You have any in your circle that are still fighting for Finley to be the quarterback?
I don't recall talking to anybody that hasn't at least at some point uttered the phrase, if we start T.J. Finley, then blank is going to happen, and none of it is good.
All the same conversation that I'm having around the water coolers as well. So I think 8 to 9 would be the peak. I think 6 to 7 to me is more realistic. I think if Auburn ends up 7-5 in the regular season, it's above average to me this year. I think that there's something to sell there for Brian Harsin and staff if we go 7-5 and play competitive games on the road against our two biggest rivals and don't get run out of the gym in both. I think there's something to sell, and I think we may start seeing some movement on the recruiting front. If Auburn wins 5 or 6 football games, which I think 6 is more realistic, watch out. It will not change. What happened this offseason won't change. And if Auburn finishes lower than 15th in recruiting this year, which we are right now, currently listed, and we win 6 or 7 football games, what you saw this summer will not change.
That's the thing. There are more than just 1 or 2 moving parts here. So you got to say, well, okay, 6 wins plus number 23 recruiting class. That equals big-time thumbs down crater of the program.
No confidence.
None whatsoever. 6 wins plus number 9 recruiting class in the country. We can get on board with that.
Yeah, absolutely we can.
We can see some positively moving forward.
And we talked ourselves into that multiple times with Gus Malzahn. We're going to get the quarterback right. We're going back to an offense. We're going back to up-tempo. I can keep going. Every offseason it was the same sales pitch.
9 wins, number 17 recruiting class in the country.
Okay.
You're still
No, I'm starting to buy in them that this guy's a football coach.
Okay.
That we'll figure the recruiting out, but this guy, if we can get him some players and get the NIL fixed and get all of those things that we're still trying to figure out and we're a little behind, I don't think any Auburn fans arguing that we're not behind when it comes to that he's going to have something to sell, and I'm buying what he's selling, and we won 9 football games with what many considered a subpar talent team. I'm all in. So,
but 8 wins in a top 7 recruiting class, and
all in.
All in.
If Auburn gets to a top 10 recruiting class this year and can prove that Cadillac and Crew can get out there, and I say him because he's kind of my favorite guy that we've got out there recruiting. Jimmy Brumbaugh and others can get us to a top 10 recruiting class this year with what we currently have kind of committed to us, which is not a lot. We've got some that are starting to mention us, but not many committed. Then I can buy into that. Yes, anything in the top 10 with 7 or 8 wins, I'm good with, recruiting wise. What I'm worried about is we're going to win 6 or 7 football games. We're going to finish 20th. And if that's the case,
that's bad.
I just don't know what do you have to sink your teeth into?
Do you think that's grounds for firing?
It's not that I think it's grounds for firing, but you're going to have people that are backing you because there's nothing they can sink their teeth into, too. I mean, I think most of the conversation over the last week has been, are the boosters going to jump up and be part of this NIL in a big way? Because Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban spat back and forth. No matter where you stand on that spat, the biggest thing is none of us question that Texas A&M got a lot of money up, and they bought themselves a lot of recruits. I don't blame them. It's a business at this point. And they figured the business end of it out a little bit quicker and more useful than the rest of us. Trust me, I'd rather Nick Saban be yelling towards Brian Harsin on coming up with a $30 million recruiting class as the #1 recruiting class in the country with more 5-stars than anybody's ever gotten. Would you care that he was talking like that? Oh, man, I'd relish in it. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately for us, we finished, 20th in recruiting. We got 1 5-star on our roster. He plays about half the time.
And he didn't play last year.
No, I mean, I hope he plays well this year, but who's to say that he is? I can keep throwing stones here, but we better figure all of the above out, or there's not going to be a lot of support. I hate to say it. It's just reality.
Love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogrooom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. That's 256-397-0248. Some comments coming through. Ty says it might be midnight before Auburn plays tonight. That is correct. Ty says Paul Feinbaum said when Oklahoma and Texas come in, the SEC might go to 4-team divisions. The pods, yeah, well, that's what the general consensus is. I don't know if that's
kind of like area play in high school sports.
Yeah,
there'll be. Trust me, there will be more complaints about that than anything you could possibly put together in the SEC, especially if you say Auburn and Alabama are in the same pod.
It was like Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, and Vandy, wasn't it, or something? It was an odd. But, hey, I mean, if that was I don't think it could be worse for Auburn for sure. Marvin says boosters are getting more involved. Numbers you're hearing out there are true regarding NIL. Auburn NIL is about to be bought out by another party. NIL is playing catch-up this year with money may not make what is needed this year, but pushing heavy for donations to be competitive ASAP.
It's a wild time. And, Marvin, I'm very happy we've got Bruce Pearl on our team because – and I know that he's our basketball coach. I get it. But something tells me that he's not only our basketball coach, he's our salesman when it comes to every sport there for Auburn. We've got a competent coach in baseball. Bruce Pearl's still the best salesman. I'm not sure that our football coach is built for that. I think he's a football coach, one, a marketer, an advertiser, a salesperson, way down the line, way down the list of those things that he probably enjoys doing. And unfortunately, it's like a business owner. You can be great with X's and O's, and you can be a conservative business owner that's really good when things are going down a straight and narrow and there's no differences coming in. But sometimes you got to think out of the box. And I'm not sure Brian Harsin is that dude. So we are a little slow to the table. But I promise you this, Bruce Pearl will not be slow to the table to figure out the NIL deal when it comes to basketball, which will force our hand in football. And if we didn't have that guy, Lord help us, where we would end up. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Think if we still had Tommy Joe Eagles.
I mean, think if we had any coach, maybe
God
other than Cliff Ellis, to have to go out there and spearhead this. I mean, I'm as confident.
Jeff Lebo, you think he'd be on top of that?
No, I think that he's more like Brian Harsin. I think Jeff Lebo's a good coach.
I think
I like Jeff Lebo. I thought that he was – I thought he really gave good effort. But I don't think he was a salesperson and a marketer. And in today's world especially, you've got to have that. And I can't say enough good things about Bruce Pearl. I think he rises all tides. We're just slow to the game again.
Well, slow as in probably ahead of 80 to 90 of the schools, but behind as in behind 10, which is the 10 that matter. Which is your competition.
And I've got all the confidence.
It's somewhat relative.
I've got all the confidence in the world that if he misses out on 3 or 4 guys, he'll figure out how not to miss out on those 3 or 4 guys very often. I don't have that kind of confidence in Brian Harsin. I don't. But I think because Bruce Pearl will figure it out for basketball, in essence, we'll make the effort to figure it out in football and not miss out on all of those guys. I mean, how many have we missed out on so far in basketball? 2 or 3, but it was G League.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tennessee apparently outbid us for Julian Phillips.
Did.
But that was not a desperate need. That was a luxury.
Yeah, and I think that it was the number I was told. Look, I could be way off, but I hear from people that have pretty good sources. The number I was told was $2 million to $1 million. It was another $1 million. And Tennessee's throwing some crazy money around.
Wasn't a small gap.
No, it wasn't a small gap, but it was a reasonable offer from our standpoint. But you're still losing. And I just do not believe that Bruce Pearl's going to miss out on Jabari Smiths of the world because he doesn't figure out how to get that money right. Or at least he's going to put a lot of pressure on those boosters to tell him no. No, I'm not giving you money towards that. And I think he'll be pretty upfront and clear with the rest of us Auburn fans on how that's working out when it does too.
Yeah. Let me throw a couple of these questions at you. You tell me what you think. Who will be Auburn's leading receiver? We're talking about offensive players. That's where Auburn struggles.
Shed Jackson.
You think he will lead Auburn?
Yeah, I think that he was the leader last year.
Who do you think you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't think it's a great thing. I think he's a competent, decent receiver. That would be a great third option for a good team. He's better than I thought he would be. I'll give him that. But I think he'd be a good slot guy with 2 great 1s and 2s, and he ends up with 30 to 40 receptions on one of these great passing teams. Unfortunately for us, we're expecting, I guess you're hoping that our 1 and 2 would be an incoming freshman. An Amari Kelly or someone like that.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. And maybe that's what other people – I haven't looked down at these percentages. Is that what other people think too?
Pretty much. What? Who do you think will be the impact true freshman? And here's the names: Jay Fair, Caleb Wooden, Omari Kelly, Robert Woodyard, J.D. Rhyme, Alex McPherson, the kicker, Damari Austin, running back, and Austin Osbury, cornerback.
The kicker. I mean –
That
I know
says
that.
it all right there.
Well, I
really
know it's not the popular answer, but if I'm supposed to buy into any of those others making an immediate huge impact like we expected Tank Digsby to make the first year that he was at Auburn, I don't feel that way about any of those guys. Do you? I mean, I can buy Amari Kelly. Seen enough of him to know that I think he's a solid SEC receiver that a lot of people wanted out of Hewitt Trussville. I can buy into that, but he's not a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think Alex McPherson is a no-brainer. I think
there's a good chance he beats out Anders Carlson?
I think there's a chance. I think he's that good.
Okay.
It depends on if Carlson misses a couple of kicks, and he's been prone to miss a couple of kicks.
Yes, he has. Got to take our final break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. One final segment on the way right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Final segment in the show today. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Some more of those comments rolling through. John says, Brian Harsin was at Willow Point here in the Lake Martin area in Alexander City. Bruce Pearl having his, celebrity golf tournament. And he said, did anybody have a chance to meet Brian Harsin? If so, what were your impressions? If any of you maybe had so, by all means, comment away. Justin says Harsin's trying. He's smart to join Bruce at these charity events and ambush tours. Marvin says, I'm going with Malcolm Johnson as the leading receiver and the true freshman impact player, Camden Brown. I've met Harsin one time. He's, very serious kind of guy, but I thought he was very affable, and he seemed like, he very confident, seemed like, knows what he's doing. So, like we were talking during the break, I think nobody really questions the fact that he's a good football coach. It's just a matter of, is he the right fit for the job, and is everything else around him going to allow him to do the job?
Well, I'm sure that I'm going to be considered just another love fest on Bruce Pearl, but what Justin said I think is dead on. I'd be following in his steps as well. Wherever Bruce Pearl went, I would be right there behind. And, you know, if you partner with someone that brings something to the table that you don't necessarily do as well as others, then that's a good thing. And I think that he does have that with Bruce Pearl here. And if he can follow behind him and maybe just piggyback off of some of what's going to come down the line with football, with basketball, I think it would help this football program. I like Brian Harsin. Please, nobody take anything that I say up here questioning like I don't. I like Jeff Lebo. I just said that I really liked him. I liked his system. I thought he was a good coach. I didn't think he could get anybody to play for him that made us competitive enough to change. It was one excuse after another, and we bought those excuses. We talked about those excuses. We did shows on Under Armour, full shows on Under Armour when we used to host the other show. And, you know, everybody believed what they heard and what we said and what we were reading when it came to that. And now it's Bruce Pearl. Nobody listening to that.
Yeah.
We know it's total farce. So, you know, unless we're going to keep selling ourselves that that's the best that we can do,
You got a phone call.
then that's the only answer I got. I don't mind him, though. Caller, you on the Auburn Blitz.
Hello?
Yeah, Bird, we got you on.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was just saying, the wife met Harsin the other day at the ball game. He was just standing there. She walked over there, and he was just a super nice guy. I mean, you know, just all Auburn, the whole 9 yards. But, you know, wins and losses, guys. That's what it's all about. But she said he was really personable, really a nice fellow.
I see that, too, and I want him to succeed and get some of these things figured out. And no part of me that doesn't like what I hear when he's in front of a camera and talking.
Well, I don't understand the balance of the season and then to play like they did against Alabama. And I just don't understand it. I wish you guys could tell me what happened in the latter part of the season and then they play so well against Alabama, whatever.
If I knew that, I'd bottle it up and sell it and be a billionaire.
All right, guys. Okay, good talk with you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Appreciate the phone call. Yeah.
He sounds like you.
I think
though,
everybody.
Andy. That's I pointed, Bert. I pointed over at Andy while you were talking because that sounds exactly like something that would come out of Andy's mouth. What happened?
What happened? Yeah. I don't understand. It makes no sense. I've been trying. You try to figure it out. It doesn't. How can you be behind Georgia State in the fourth quarter, play like that? And I mean, and then turn around and, you know, and play somebody the next week and win going away. It doesn't make any sense. How can you not be able to score against LSU at home in 1994 and need 4 touchdowns defensively to win the game, and yet the same year go on the road and play the number 1 team in the country, Florida, and score 36 points and win the game? How does it happen, Randy? I don't know.
It's football.
It's football.
It's what we love about it, I guess.
Yeah. All right, we only got a few minutes left. I got to get this in. This is just too good. 1928, on this day, a very odd thing happened. A record 15 Hall of Fame baseball players took the field in one game. 15 Hall of Famers. The Yankees played the Philadelphia A's. Yankees won 9-7. In the lineup that day for New York, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Earl Combs playing center field, shortstop Leo DeRocher, second baseman Tony Lazzeri, pitcher Waite Hoyt, and the manager Miller Huggins, all in the Hall of Fame.
For the Yankees.
For the Yankees. That's just the Yankees. The Philadelphia A's that day, a 41-year-old Ty Cobb, followed by a 40-year-old Tris Speaker, 2 of the greatest hitters of all time, catcher Mickey Cochran, pinch hitting for the A's that day, Al Simmons, Hall of Famer, Eddie Collins, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest base stealers of all time, and Jimmy Fox, one of the greatest power hitters of all time. Starting pitcher for the A's that day, Lefty Grove. And they were managed, of course, by Connie Mack. 15 Hall of Famers in one game.
Never see that again.
Never.
And
ever.
I wonder how odd it was to have two 40-year-olds in the lineup on the same day in that time.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
I bet both got a hit.
I'm sure they did. You know, you look at now, and it's the way that health and working out and you keep yourself fit. But I bet it was something to see somebody in their 40s still playing back then.
Terrific. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Be sure to join us tomorrow, same time. Same channel. For Randy Lee, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. Talk again soon.